Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, chosen, I'm coming on to do a general message. We're going to just tap into the energy. I want to let you all know, for those of you who have been placing orders, I appreciate all of you. If you have placed an order for an altar, it is on hold right now because I'm waiting for one last piece to come in for the miniature altars. That way I can get back to sending out the shipment. So I have you all down. You can still send in your payment and I will put you on the list to add you in. I will add you to the list of people who are already anticipating altars. Okay, it's just one last piece that I'm waiting on. I want to make sure that you have everything included. For those of you who have ordered t-shirts, I do still have some in stock here. For those of you who haven't seen it, it says Karmics don't catch these spiritual hands. And of course, the back of the shirt says it's real out here in these spiritual streets. Okay, so I have to remind you all of these shirts for those of you who didn't get to see the message when I was showing you all the last time. So let's jump right into it. We're going to first start with the Declare and Decree deck as usual to see what is it that you need to clear from your energy. If you want to order any of my decks, y'all can just check the description box for readings, tarot lessons, altars, shirts, tarot, whatever. Okay, just check the description for my email. So I got a lot of things going on right now, y'all. So I'm just pacing myself because I got a lot of changes happening. So this says all self-doubt and self-sabotaging behavior patterns are now cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. All self-doubt and self-sabotaging behavior patterns are now cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. You want to put that on paper and burn it. I'll take one more. Let's see. All right, so then I have here, all internal blockages created by myself or others are now cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. All internal blockages created by myself or others is now cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. So internal blockages, put that on paper and burn it. So self-doubt, self-sabotaging behaviors, internal blockages created by yourself, whether it's through your own thoughts or others who have actually helped to influence a particular belief system or thoughts about yourself, and to destroy and release that. So I'm picking up solar plexus. Solar plexus energy is what I'm picking up in terms of the blockage here. No coincidence. So we have the Chariot here with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there is this energy of, okay, taking control of your life again. Okay, self-discipline, but coming out of that stuck energy, because the Knight of Pentacles can be very slow moving. You know, it's like, all right, progress is being made, but it's taking a long time. But when it's in a reverse, it's like, okay, there's no movement at all. But this is definitely an energy of taking control of your life and saying, you know what, I know what direction I'm going into. I feel confident. I feel courageous. And I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Feeling strong, like you are definitely activating your willpower and finally making that progress here. It's almost like if you felt stuck at one point, if you felt like something wasn't moving or some sort of door wasn't opening, it's now open and available to you because you've taken your power back. It really feels like you're serious. You're not playing any games with the number 7 here. Many of you have been doing a lot of spiritual work. And if you're not in this place yet, you're being called to destroy and release any self-doubt, self-sabotage, internal blockages created by yourself or others. So let's see what else is coming through here, because this looks really good to start off with. Coming from a stuck energy to forward movement. So then I have here the Ace of Swords. Okay, gaining some sort of clarity. Let's see, what is this clarity? I'm going to clarify with a different deck. Ace of Swords. The Hierophant. Okay, gaining some sort of clarity when it comes to your beliefs here. I really feel like this is you speaking your truth. You might have gained some sort of spiritual wisdom. that's actually propelling you forward here. It's allowing you to take action from a different angle rather than feeling stuck. It's like you take a different path, and that's what's actually helping you to make progress here, because the death card is at the bottom of the deck. Wow, with the Ace of Swords right behind that. So it's definitely something about some clarity. The Devil is right behind the Ace of Swords. You have been making some major cuts here, because I see healing taking place. Very powerful healing that's taking place for you, because you've cut ties from anything that like kept you in a toxic, low vibrational energy. Something had you anchored. Something had you chained and bound. It's like the energies are very, you see two people here that's actually listening to this Hierophant. So this will be you in a spiritual position. Two people here that are actually chained and bound to this devil here. So it's like a switch up that you have done in your life. You go from being chained and bound to toxicity, unhealthy people, unhealthy situations, maybe addictive patterns, lust, to being placed in the position where now people are looking up to you. And it's because of a massive transformation that you have made in your life, because you've gained some sort of powerful clarity. Some sort of revelation has come into your life. This is mental clarity here. And this is bringing a breakthrough. There's a major breakthrough that's happening in your life. With the Star card, you have most certainly healed from something here. There's great healing that has taken place, and you don't get into the Star card energy unless you've been putting in that work. And I feel like even with me putting on this shirt today, Karma's catching the spiritual hands. I feel like you've been throwing them spiritual hands, because you got the sword of truth. And so you've been using it to cut out the unnecessary people from your life, unnecessary beliefs and fears, whatever this devil energy is. You've put it to rest here with the Death card. You have laid this thing to rest, because you've gained divine wisdom to the point where now you are able to teach others. Other people honor what you have to say, because you're an example. They saw you go from being in a stuck position to forward movement and success. And it's because you earned this. Many of you had to do work on your crown chakra, like you was focused on learning how to activate your faith. That's what the Star card is all about as well. Activating that faith. You had to know that everything was going to turn out well. And so you use that sword of truth to go within and to clear out all of the internal blockages. And while you was clearing out the internal blockages, you began also clearing out the external ones as well. There are people, because as you can see in this Death card, people are down here, they're on their knees. They're begging. It's almost like this is you that's on a horse, because you've transformed. You're not who you used to be. They are begging you for mercy, because they're afraid of being left here chained and bound to this low vibrational devil energy. They're afraid of that. So there's people that want to cling to you and your energy, because they see you moving ahead fearlessly and confidently. And it's a totally different energy from what they're being left in. Like they're stuck in a very dark, low vibrational state. Meanwhile, you are moving forward with confidence, and there's light, there's life all around you. You're no longer seeking clarity from the wrong types of people or the wrong types of institutions. You're no longer allowing others to lead you based on their beliefs and their conditioning. You are literally tapped in. And what's interesting is that, and I never paid attention to this, in this Hierophant card, this woman has a lot of tattoos. You probably can't see it, but they're all over her arms, right? The Hierophant is usually like someone who is a spiritual teacher, a mentor, a leader of some sort, sometimes even a pastor, but they're in a position where others are learning from them, right? But she has tattoos and she's openly showing them, which is like, you are not the typical hierophant, okay, or high priest or high priestess. You have gone through a lot, and people would look at you in some instances and say, that's not the typical image of someone who possesses that much wisdom, or that type of person. For them to look that way or to dress that way, they don't, how is it possible that they possess all of this mental clarity and intellect? Okay, people are trying to figure out, where are you gaining all of this wisdom from, because they're judging you based on who you used to be, who you used to be connected and tied to, the things that you used to do, rather than who you are now after going through such a major transformation. They used to see you in this position where you were stuck. Some of you might have battled with addictive behavior patterns or lustful patterns or something, fears. It was something here, or you might have been stuck in a very karmic and controlling relationship. And some people, they're having a hard time accepting this new version of who you are. But I'm also picking up that even you might have gone from like really down and out to moving towards a more traditional way of doing things, like maybe in a religious structure, to now you have stripped yourself bare and you're expressing yourself from a more authentic place where, you see she's, pretty clothed, but here it's like, okay, stripped bare, like you are bearing it all. There's a cleansing that has happened. There's some sort of balance that you have, and you're not overly concerned with convincing others about your position at this point. I feel like at one point, maybe it was very important for other people to get it, to get you, to understand where you was coming from. Because you get all of those naysayers and those people that's like, you don't believe in the Most High. If you believe in this, or if you came from that, then there's no way that you could be a spiritual teacher, or you could have this much knowledge, XYZ. People didn't want to value what you was bringing to the table, even though it is very valuable wisdom here with the Ace of Swords coming out twice and the Hierophant. But now you go from caring about what other people think to just being you. You just express you, and either people see it or they don't. And there's no way you can miss this. It's very clear that you are comfortable with who you are, and you're not concerned about hiding yourself, covering yourself up, being in the shadows. Like, you're balanced. You are completely balanced. And this is an energy of manifesting. You're in the right frequency to manifest this success. And that's why the Chariot is coming out first with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. That's why you're no longer stuck. Things are moving forward here because you have found your balance, and that the idea of what other people think is no longer even a factor for you. I want to clarify this Death card here, and then we're going to clarify the Star card, because I definitely see wish fulfillment. Your prayers are being answered here. You are definitely a chosen seed out there. Wow. The Death card is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, we're talking about a family dynamic. I feel like you have changed so much that it's transforming your life and the lives of those people who are in your intimate circle, like your children, your romantic relationships, those people who you really have a genuine bond with. There's a transformation that's happening here. This is emotional fulfillment. This is success. This is true happiness here that you are experiencing because of your transformation. And so there's great protection that you have here too. Y'all, I'm drinking these Suja organic immunity shots. This is turmeric. I have to take this because I've developed a little cough, but it's going away. But I got to stay on top of that because I don't like no colds. So anywho, The star card. Let's see, what is the star card all about? Because this is wish fulfillment, because you're now transparent. You're not afraid of expressing who you are. You're very balanced. The star card is clarified by the Three of Cups in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse. Again, it's clarifying what I already said. You are very transparent about who you are, and you don't care what other people think. If you had to lose friends along the way, associates, family members, lovers, whoever, you're not worried about that, because you're just focused on being you. Meanwhile, you got a lot of people, who's fake kicking it, acting like, they're winning, acting like life is so good, still indulging in addictive patterns, not really caring to change, okay? Not having a care in the world when it comes to changing who they are, because they're so captured and entangled in this energy. It's so alluring to them, and it's igniting that overactive sacral chakra. Meanwhile, though, you have healed. You've healed your sacral chakra. And so you are not really interested in engaging in these things anymore. So there is this is why beautiful energy is coming towards you. This is why success is happening in your life, because you decided to just be free. Let them engage in whatever patterns or addictions that they want to engage in, because your focus is on family. Look at that. The Hierophant is at the bottom of the deck. Again, a lot of you are being prepared for a spiritual calling, to be a teacher, a spiritual teacher in some way, or a mentor to others, okay? There's a Hierophant with people there gaining wisdom. So, yeah. This is why you're moving towards this energy of happiness and success. Let me just clarify the Hierophant, because it's come out, I'm seeing it twice here. We're getting a lot of repeats. The Ace of Swords twice, Hierophant twice. Lots of major arcanas as well. It's a brand new beginning. A brand new beginning for you all, because you let go of these false connections and you stand out, and you're okay with that. The Hierophant is the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse for the Hierophant. Adaptability. Some sort of balance. Finding some sort of balance here. After taking a lot of losses, you recognize that you had to get back into balance. Some of you are still kind of straddling the fence between spirituality and religious belief systems, regardless of whatever that religious belief system is. You're trying to find your balance. You're trying to gain clarity about what is the truth for you, so that you know what's necessary in order for you to complete this transformation right now. Because some things was just kind of instilled in you. And so it's easy to want to kind of conform to that, because that's what, your grandmother knew, or your grandfather knew, your mother, your father, your aunt, uncle, whoever. But I do see that it hasn't worked. Whatever that belief system is, it did not work. It actually caused a lot of instability. Okay? For generations. And I feel like you see that now. So some of you are still straddling the fence trying to figure it out, but then others of you, I feel like most of you have gained the clarity with the Ace of Swords. So with that Hierophant, you're not overly consumed with what does a spiritual teacher look like? How should I dress and present myself? Am I, up to part when it comes to what people expect to see when they hear a particular type of wisdom coming from a person? You don't really care. You're just like, okay, I am who I am. Take it or leave it. I accept it. So if you can't accept it, then okay, you just out of the circle. I'm not overly concerned about being a part of your clique, because y'all don't like each other anyway. So next. They'll catch these spiritual hands. Okay? Y'all be ready to throw some spiritual hands out there. Folks can't, accept you for who you are if they're trying to, cross boundaries and, pretty much try to enforce their will upon you. You're not being chained and bound to anybody else's fears anymore. That's no longer you. You can't be sucked in and pulled in by somebody who wants to control you, okay? Because they want to keep you chained and bound to Babylon. Meanwhile, Babylon is crashing, okay? It's being put to rest. But they want to pull you back in because they see that you're standing out too bright, okay? You're looking too different over there, okay? You're looking like a divine being right about now. And so people want to try to get you confused and have you trying to, juggle. Is this the right way? Is that the right way? But y'all have too much mental clarity here with the Ace of Swords coming out twice. And that's why you're confidently moving forward. I feel like juggling and going back and forth between the two, straddling the fence as to whether or not you was taking this path, the narrow path or the wide path, is what actually kept you stuck when it came to your finances for some time as well too. Or some sort of breakthrough that you wanted to happen. It just wasn't happening, and it's because there was it was, again, a balancing act that was happening, and it wasn't serving you, okay? Your hands wasn't free to receive what you wanted, especially in that area of material things. And so you had to let go of something, and you found it very beneficial to let go because it has changed you. It has transformed you. And now others who are still chained and bound to this energy, they are afraid. They're afraid. So look at that. The Chariot is here again. Y'all are not playing out there. You are taking confident action forward. Nobody's going to hold you back. No one is going to stop you. You're making progress now because you know which direction you're going in. There's no confusion. There's no confusion. You're not going around spinning the block, coming back around again, going in circles, You have a specific point, a goal, and you are very persistent in reaching that thing. Even if it means leaving everyone behind, you will gladly do that because you see success ahead. You know that that's what you're moving towards. You know it. This is great confidence here. So you might have people that's gossiping, talking, they're confused because things are not going so well for them. Things are not growing for them, okay? Things are not growing for them. Folks are feeling some type of way because they see that you're not playing. You're not playing about who you are and what you want. So they're kind of confused, trying to figure out, okay, what is it that you see? What is it that you have discovered that's placed you in this position? What is it that you see that's placed you in this position where you're so sure of yourself? But their vision is still clouded. They can't figure it out because every time they try to tap into something, they're unsuccessful at gathering what is it that you know here. And that's because they're too consumed with a lot of addictive patterns. It's not healthy for them. They're looking in the wrong places, whether it's actual addictive patterns that these people are dealing with or just being chained and bound to generational conformity. Generational conformity. Okay, that's a part of a generational curse. Generational conformity to societal influences that just keep people stuck and fearful, boxed in. That's the key to getting ahead, is giving yourself permission to be different, to be the rebel, to stand out, to risk being judged, because it's going to come, okay? Risk being judged, risk losing people, risk folks questioning you and saying, oh, you haven't changed. You still the same person that you used to be. Okay, they can say what they want to say, but that forward movement is going to speak for you. The progress that you will continue to make, where the Most High is propelling you forward and giving you all of those spiritual downloads that's putting you in this position where you're able to, it's like a spiritual navigation system. You know exactly where you're going, okay? Because the Most High is propelling you forward and giving you that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that wherever you're traveling, there is no confusion about whether or not you're taking the right path. You know that you're taking the right path. You ain't believing, but you are knowing. And people are trying to figure out, how are you so sure? Because they're still chained and bound by fear. But you are the example chosen, of course, to those people who choose to stay stuck. So let me see. Judgment is in a reverse. See, folks, they stand stuck to the past, Six of Cups. Whatever was handed to them in childhood, they're staying stuck to that energy because they fear judgment. And they look up to maybe certain people who have particular belief systems. Some of them are codependent on these people, and they fear that maybe these people won't give to them anymore, right? Maybe these people won't, love them anymore or support them anymore. So there's codependency that some of these people are dealing with, and this is why they hang on to particular belief systems, and they sabotage themselves. Even if they get a certain amount of spiritual wisdom, they put themselves right back into, they put the blinders back on. They refuse to allow themselves to fully see the truth. But you've done that. You gained mental clarity and you taken off with the truth. Can't nobody step into your space and bring any type of "I believe" or "this particular text said this, so you should be doing that." You cut them down. It's so easy for you to be like, oh, okay, well, if that's what you believe, keep growing, honey. Keep growing. And you keep it pushing. It ain't even about debating, going back and forth. It was interesting. I had a situation where I was I was leaving a grocery store, and I was taking my cart to push it back into the area where the carts go. And this older gentleman, he came up, melanated man, and he was like, he said something. He said it was a beautiful day. And I was like, yeah, thanks to the Most High. And he was like, yes, thanks to Jesus. Right. And I was like, who is Jesus? Okay. Now I'm standing there, I wear my ankh everywhere I go. And so he was like, really? You don't know who Jesus is? I said, I've heard of him, but I'm like, I was speaking on the Most High. I wasn't speaking about Jesus. He was like, this is Jesus right here. So he had on a crucifix with an image of the dead Jesus, right? And he was like, he said he was a Catholic. Now, this is a melanated man now. He was like, he's a Catholic. And I was like, oh, okay. So I said, well, he said, you really don't know who Jesus is. So since he kept pushing it, I said, okay, let me ask you this. If your grandfather was hung on a noose, and I said, do you love your grandfather? That's what I asked him first. He was like, yeah. I said, well, do you love Jesus? He said, yeah. I says, okay, so if your grandfather was hung on a noose, would you carve out an image of your grandfather hung on a noose and put it on your neck? And he was like, you know what? I see where you're going with this. He started backing away, and he was like, you have your beliefs and I have mine. And he was off. When I ain't never seen nobody run off that damn fast. But it was one of them situations where it was like, we don't have to debate about it. Now, I can hand you something that's going to make you think, because I'm not here to debate. Okay, this ain't up for debate. I already know what I know. I know what I know. But see, that it scared him. It scared him to think that I was bringing in some sort of truth that might make him even consider taking that image off of himself. The image of a person that's dead, that has been murdered, on your physical body, and you're wearing this. It made him think, and he was afraid of that. So people are afraid of that. You see what I'm saying? They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of, what is Auntie going to think when Auntie is the one that handed me all of this understanding, or my grandmother or my mother or whoever. It's a scary thing to learn something new. Because you have to tap back into that inner child. You have to unlearn and, clear out your mind so that you can learn something new. Okay, welcome in something new. And so, yeah, people, they're not going to take the leap of faith. But you're dropping all of that. You are not carrying those burdens. Folks that want to stay stuck, they're afraid, they're hesitating to get out there and to do something new. Let them stay there, because it's going to become harder and harder. The vibrational frequency is rising too high around us. You can't afford to be straddling the fence. So if they have chosen a side to take the wide path, at least they've chosen a path. That don't mean that that path is getting ready to take them anywhere pretty, but at least they've chosen a path. They don't need to be, dirtying up the narrow path because they got 1 foot over here in the wide path, 1 foot over here in a narrow path, and they just like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? No, I need you to get up out the way. I need you to make up your mind because we need to keep this narrow path in alignment because we got folks who need this room here. They need this space to take their journey. But this is the energy that I'm picking up here. People they're afraid here because they see that you're really making progress. The Emperor in the reverse. What's going on with the Emperor in the reverse? That's someone who's very controlling, or someone who they're only controlling because they feel like their life is out of control. So what is this Emperor in the reverse? Some of you, this could be a father figure who's very controlling. They want to be the leader. Yeah, 6 of Cups in the reverse. It could be a father figure. It could be a male in your life that just wants to try to control something. This person here, they want to keep you stuck in the past here because there's the Hierophant once again. The Hierophant keeps coming out, but this time it came out in the reverse when we're clarifying this Emperor in the reverse. So they know that you're going against the grain, okay? You freed yourself from particular belief systems here. Yeah, you're moving on blind faith. I think they're afraid and they're trying to control you because they feel out of control. They feel out of control. They feel like they've lost their position of authority in your life because you're no longer chained and bound to particular belief systems. And so they no longer have control over you because they can't threaten you with hellfire. They can't threaten you with, the same things that a lot of the religious structures threaten you with to keep you boxed into their particular beliefs. Whoever this is, they've lost their control over you. And it's eating them up. It's eating them up. Because a lot of times that's really what it boils down to. If you're still stuck in a particular belief system that's fear-based, then you'll attract people in your personal circle who can control you with that fear. They can keep you confused and stuck in illusions with those same fears that's handed to you every Sunday when you go to church. And so when you, look at that, when you free yourself from these things and you free yourself from fear and you develop your own relationship with the Most High, this is when folks is like, well, I can't manipulate them anymore. And then they start acting real shysty. Okay? They start to act real shysty when you take yourself up out of that doggone chain. They would rather you be chained and bound here because then they can control you from this angle. You're not allowing yourself to see anything. You're blindfolded. So they're telling you what to do, what to see, what to believe. Okay, how to interpret life. Your hands are chained and bound. So they're controlling how you move, what you do, what you're creating. There's no movement here, just stuck. That's where they feel most comfortable. This could be people in your personal circle, or this could be a representation of what's happening with the religious structure as a whole. They no longer have control because people are getting the truth here in the age of Aquarius. And you're moving forward with that truth, and you're not afraid to cut ties because you have truly transformed. You are completely open and transparent about who you are. And so a lot of these religious structures are losing their position of power and authority over people, which is also directly impacting those narcissists, those karmic mothers, karmic fathers, karmic family members who had that role in your life or misused and abused their position of authority in your life because it was all based on fear. But now that you freed yourself, folks want to act funny. They want to cause conflict. They want to be in competition with you. They want to debate with you. They want to win at all costs. I know what I'm talking about. So they'll try to hurt you, and try to tell you that you're this or you're that, or you don't believe in the Most High. And that's just to pull you back in so that you'll then get chained and bound to this devil energy all over again. But that will not happen because y'all have made a real breakthrough. This has truly been put to rest, and it's not going to be revived. Look at this, y'all. The devil is in the reverse. They can't pull you back in, okay? You have truly taken these chains off Okay, you are no longer chained and bound to the people that's stuck in that energy, nor are you chained and bound to the internal fears that kept you stuck in that energy. And so, because of that, okay, this is releasing limiting beliefs. That's what the devil card is all about. Okay, freedom, restoring control. So people will get resentful. They'll start to feel resentful towards you because they can't chain and bound you through this devil energy. This is a powerful transformation that you all have had. Look at that. The world is here. It's over. Chapter is closed. You have freed yourself. And that last little piece of garment that might have kept you with that 1 foot in and 1 foot out for keeping you from crossing over that threshold, you've released it. You've stripped bare. You've healed, and now you're stepping over the threshold into this new, revived sense of self-freedom, okay? So you have literally freed yourself here, and you're not looking back. You're never looking back to this old energy again. And so that has people feeling some type of way, but they just gonna have to feel some type of way. It's okay. Yeah, see, 10 of Swords in the reverse, 2 of Cups in the reverse. It is what it is. If you lose connections, at least you're healed. The worst is over for y'all. The worst is over. Major breakthroughs are beginning to happen for the chosen because you've made up your mind. And these chains that kept you bound are no longer there. You've broken free. You have truly broken the generational curses. A large part of those generational curses, which is spell work by the powers that were, as I remind you all the time, y'all know this, the powers that were did spell work through religion, through particular belief systems, fear-based belief systems. And that's what kept a lot of people chained and bound for generation after generation after generation and kept them in a position of power. And so it's like, how much control do you really have over your own life when you're being told, don't color outside the lines, don't go too far, don't seek no answers, don't ask too many questions. This is what you're being told. And so then it keeps you on this cycle. And then you go on to teach it to your children, and they remain on the same spiral, the same negative karmic patterns, and nothing changes. But you all have truly broke those patterns because you do not care what people think. You have the truth. You have the Ace of Swords, which is mental clarity, and you're not looking back. You know who you are, and you are openly expressing it without fear. And so that's my message for you all. I hope that this brought you mental clarity. If you find that it resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to have a personal reading that goes more in depth concerning this particular subject or any subject for that matter, email me, and I'll talk to y'all next time.